Okay, this video is for creating a budget sheet on Google Sheets. You'll need to open up your Google Drive, click on Google Sheets, and then pick a blank sheets. We want to make sure that this goes into our Math Models folder. We want to label it Financial Budget Sheet. And then make sure that it goes into your, move it to your Math Models folder. So, pick Math Models. Okay. You will want to make sure you get all of the items that are listed on your financial planning sheet, college, salary, etc. But to actually set it up, you're first going to put in your assets. This is what you have coming in, your income. So we need an income line, and you will enter into the your income that you make per month. This is after taxes. And Social Security is taken out. Okay, so, or another way of putting that is this is your net pay. And then you will want to have your expenses. So we're going to have several expenses, and we're going to list them. And you're going to want to give yourself some room. So just to give yourself some notes on this so you remember what you're looking at. Fixed expenses are the expenses that don't change from month to month, such as your house payment or your rent, your car payment. Variable expenses are expenses that do change from month to month and may even be zero. Example would be your utilities bill or your fund budget. You may not have one. And then we also want to have on here our emergency fund or savings. And that could actually have multiple different subcategories depending on how complicated your thing is. You may have your emergency fund, and you may also have your sink fund, which is something you would actually be putting money into to buy something big like furniture. Okay, so these are the major categories. Transportation. So under fixed expenses, this is going to be housing, your college payment, and your retirement. Those should all be fixed payments, and you probably will also have your insurance as a fixed payment. And then your variable expenses are going to be utilities, fun, food. And then again, we've already talked about our emergency fund / savings. For the project that we're doing, we are not going to use the sink fund, or I just wanted to mention that would be a possible category on your future. And then for each one, we're going to do a subtotals. Have my budgeted, and then I will have my actual, and then I'll have the difference. The reason I have those three categories for each of these is because your budgeted might be a little high or a little low. When you're looking at this from your actual usage, you may have to make adjustments month to month. And if you're budgeting high for, say, utilities, you can lower your budget a little bit for the next couple of months or so, and then readjust that difference into something else. So we'll have a budgeted and actual. You put the total variable and totals fixed in there, and that way you can see how much of your money is going into each of the different parts. The important things to understand is that some of these are going to be, you're going to make the decision. Some of them you're going to be basically told by who's sending it to you, the bills being sent to you, of how much you have to spend. you have to pay. So to add a line here, we need credit card. Which, if you do not have a credit card, that is a good thing. If you do have a credit card, you will have a minimum balance and you'll have a payoff balance. The best way to do this is to use the payoff balance. For our project, you will be using each station you're going to not only write on your financial planning sheet, but you'll come back to this sheet and fill it in. And then we need to do one more thing to finish getting it set up, and that is put in the function of adding up everything that's above it. So we add up all of these, hit enter, and then if you use the little box at the bottom, you can actually grab it with your thumb and pull across with your finger to copy that. On this one, you'll want to do sum, and we want to go from 13 to 16. Use the little box, grab it, and copy across. And then for emergency fund, and if you did use a sync fund, this is total savings. Technically, your retirement is a type of savings, but it generally is basically a payment you make in, and then you only will finally use it retrieve that money when it's time for retirement. So technically, it's a payment up to the time that you retire. At which time it's no longer a payment; it is your income. So that's why we're putting it in fixed payment expenses rather than in the savings column. Okay, so that takes care of getting this one set up. And again, you will want to make sure to put in your choices translating from your financial planning sheet. This is due at the very end of our project, so you'll need the setup done today, but then you will be constantly using it throughout the next several weeks as we go through the different stations.